Happy holidays, I'm Dr. Balthazar. Hope everyone out there is having a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Crazy Kwanzaa, reasonably disease-free winter solstice with no allergies to penicillin, and a fully locked-in Festivus for the rest of us. Holiday rituals are about keeping the traditions, so for those honoring your ancestors with some Festivus, display that pole, air those grievances, and pop those double biceps after your feats of strength. For those celebrating the birth of some carpenter back in the day, brace yourselves for another season of brutal Christmas specials and silly-ass messaging. Eddie Murphy, Heather Graham, and Ludacris have just released movies on Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu to that effect, which I respectfully decline the offer to view and review. It's also the time of year for the Hallmark Channel to really bring its Sunday punch with some authority. I feel like Hallmark Channel somehow gets an exemption from the Geneva Convention's articles on human rights abuses with their in-house productions. Seriously, if you wanted to break a POW or get a motherfucker to name names, Hallmark Channel's Christmas Marathon is only narrowly edged out by waterboarding. Though it is kind of fascinating in small doses to watch writers, actors, and directors so deeply entrenched in the Hollywood bubble and disconnected from reality struggle with how human beings behave. Spoiler alert, they don't know how. Anyway, I wanted to wish everyone a happy holiday, say thank you to anyone who's taken the time to drop into my humble corner of the interweb, and prescribe a Christmas movie or two. 'Tis the season, you know. So the first Christmas film category is movies that have fuck all to do with the holidays. It's just some window dressing for the film. Honorable mentions, Die Hard, Trading Places, and Batman Returns. A lot of 80s movies here for some reason. I haven't seen A Disturbance in the Force, the documentary that examines the ill-conceived Star Wars holiday special from 1978. But I've seen the Star Wars holiday special from 1978, and Jesus Christ monkey balls. The documentary could be good, but I've had enough of Star Wars for one calendar year. Anyway, my pick in this category is The Lion in Winter from 1968. Starring Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn, it's an unsuccessful play turned award-winning film on the personal and political scheming of Henry II, Eleanor of Aquitaine, their progeny, and their French rival over the holidays. The historical source material they had to work with on this one is pretty wild. It's a great example of how fiction needs to make sense, but history is under no such obligation. Example: Henry II is King of England, and Louis VII, King of France. Louis has a wife named Eleanor, who becomes Henry's wife Eleanor. They have multiple children, among them Richard, Geoffrey, and John. Their arch-nemesis also has multiple children, among them Alice and Philip. Alice is betrothed to Richard, but they don't marry because it's speculated that Henry was plowing Alice. Richard was okay with that because it's speculated that he was plowing Philip, when Philip wasn't plowing Geoffrey, of course. And that's when they were just enjoying themselves on the weekend. When they were vying for lands, titles, or the crown, it really became a tangle. A lot to work with there, and the writing and dialogue in The Lion in Winter is outstanding. I'll also point to this movie as a great example of how women can be strong without acting like men. You don't need to pick fights and act like an asshole to show strength. Actually, those are two qualities that communicate an almost complete absence of strength. Stupid people confuse power imbalances and arrogance with strength of character, and it shows when they write scripts that other stupid people direct, and even more stupid people act out in front of a camera. Power is something you may hold over another person in some way. Strength is what you choose to do with that power, but with an intent and application. The characters in film who impress the most as strong female characters tend to be either the mother bear protecting their cub, like Ripley from Aliens, or the schemers, like Livia in I, Claudius, or Eleanor of Aquitaine in this movie. Eleanor is a schemer who has never known the pain of thinking of the perfect retort to some bullshit 5 minutes too late. Her mind and her ability to influence are sharp as a razor, and she's had a year to plot her moves, so King Henry best protect his neck. Give it a try. The second Christmas film category is animated movies or shows that are in fact about Christmas. Honorable mentions: The Nightmare Before Christmas, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that creepy as fuck stop-motion jobber from the 60s. I mean, I like it and all, but I still think there's something that ain't quite right about that motherfucker. Especially the snowman. Yeah, you're suspect, you. But anyway, my pick is Christmas Time in South Park. It's a compilation highlighted by the truly epic Woodland Critter Christmas. If you know, then you know. If you don't, I can't explain it to you. Fucking Woodland Critters. God damn. And the third Christmas movie category is, well, Christmas movies. Honorable mentions: A Christmas Story, Love Actually, and Elf. Well, my pick is Scrooged of Bill Murray. Actually, you can take any of the versions of Dickens' A Christmas Carol. There's a fuck ton of them, nearly 40 at last count. The one with the Muppets and Michael Caine is a lot of fun, while the version from 1951 is probably the most well done. Scrooge just landed with my family at an age that today can tap into enjoyable memories that I experience as much as whatever is happening on the screen. But aside from the personal nostalgia of the thing, Dickens' Christmas Carol has a theme that I always love to see play out in stories of any medium: redemption. Change is hard. We're all in our own way at the best of times, and choices from the past combine with expectations in the present to exert a kind of gravity that pulls us back down to earth when we try to make meaningful changes in our lives. But regardless of time lost, bad decision making, missed opportunities and regrets. The potential to be a different person is always there. Maybe a better one. Can any life, no matter how badly lived, be completely redeemed? No, of course not. But every day is a chance to make a choice to be more, to care and contribute. And positive change always begins with that choice. Whatever tomorrow brings, today brought the opportunity to choose who we want to be. A lot of Dickens' work is hit or miss with me, but he did right with this story, and for all the inane messaging in Hollywood movies, the moral of Dickens' A Christmas Carol is one I'll always get behind. Anyway, I'm Dr. Balthazar, wishing you a happy holiday of whatever type you get down with, and a safe New Year's. I'm truly grateful to everyone who's taken the time to tune into my bullshit. Thank you so much. I hope you've had a good year. If not, well, sometimes we take that L and turn the page. It happens. In the new year, I wish you a little love, a little luck, a challenge or two to overcome, a new experience or two to wonder at, some peace in your mind, and some joy in your heart. That's my thought for the year. I'll see you in 2024. Take it easy, everyone.